Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy 8Poncho, back at you again with another video. Now, I've got to sadly report that the Met Police have officially launched their first murder investigation of 2020. But before we get into that story, there was actually a stabbing that had happened in South London, specifically in West Norwood. This had happened on New Year's Day. It seemed like it was at a party, so from going into New Year's, seeing in the new year, it actually happened at around 12:15, so literally just as we got into the new year, police were called to an address on Casewick Road, which is in West Norwood, South London, where there were reports of 3 teenagers having been stabbed. When police arrived, they found 3 males, 2 aged 17 and 1 aged 18, and they were taken to hospital suffering from stab wounds, but fortunately, the injuries were not to be life-threatening, and 3 people were arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. And that seems like the first stabbing of 2020 that happened in London, but the first murder actually happened last night. So the Met have launched their first murder investigation of the year after a moped driver was stabbed to death in North London. The victim, a man in his 30s and has been named locally as Taki, was found on Charteris Road in Finsbury Park at around 6:50 p.m. yesterday evening after a report of a stabbing. He was treated by paramedics but was pronounced dead less than an hour later. No arrests have been made and inquiries have started to take place over the incident, which occurred close to the junction with Lennox Road, according to the Met Police. The victim was a 30-year-old Algerian delivery moped driver working for both Uber Eats and Deliveroo, and this was according to friends that were at the scene. The group, who were also delivery drivers, said he had been the victim of a road rage attack following an altercation with a car driver. The driver who attacked Taki was driving a Volkswagen Caddy, a witness said, and did not try to steal his moped from him. So this isn't this moped crime that we see in London, where we've seen previous incidents where we see gangs of teenagers approaching people, trying to take the moped off them, trying to take their jewelry off them, trying to take their phones off them. You know, moped crime that goes on in London. This just seems like a road rage incident that has escalated extremely quickly. A friend of Taki said he was a good man. He doesn't make any trouble. He works and he goes home and he ends up being killed while he's working. This country's getting worse. He added, "It's not safe to work by yourself anymore. What can you do? If someone comes at you with a knife, you give them what you have or they're going to stab you." A delivery driver at the scene said he was friends with Taki but didn't want to be named. He told the Islington Gazette he was doing his deliveries and there was a stranger's car. They started with an argument and the other guy came out and stabbed him. But it's not just him. A lot of delivery drivers are suffering from these kind of attacks. Another 23-year-old driver, who only gave his name as Paul, said, "Taki was a nice guy, he was a gentleman. I would talk to him every day, he always said hello." A friend visiting the scene had said he had been in this country for the last 3 years, but he had been here before for some years before going to Algeria for a while. He had family here, his father was here at the scene earlier. The delivery drivers at the scene had criticised the police and the companies they work for not doing enough to protect them from attacks. One driver said they felt unsafe 100% of the time. Another said, "I was attacked here by people with a big machete and now this man has been killed for no reason. The police do nothing. They just come, take a statement, and then they go." Now, we've seen these violent attacks on delivery drivers for some time now, and if you guys don't know who Hammuff Warrior is, he's like a bike vigilante. He goes round, he confronts bike thieves and people who commit moped crime. You should have to go check his YouTube channel out. Take a look why he started doing his vigilante work.
It all started, I was a courier. I'm not a courier anymore, I'm a full-time YouTuber, but I was a courier and I spent, 60 hours a week on 2 wheels on a motorcycle. There are a lot of thieves going about on motorcycles. They try and get your motorcycle. And because I was on the road so much, it kept happening to me. So literally, I kept going home with all these stories. I was attacked. At one point, I was even stabbed in the hand. And people were just like, "This is crazy." And I was like, I've got a background in video editing. I've actually got to start capturing this on camera because it's crazy. Like the first time, okay, fine, it happened. Second time, well, I'm unlucky. But third time, fourth time, you can see a pattern that this is actually a big problem. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put my camera on my helmet. I'm going to try and raise awareness about this problem and see if I can make a change. And I'm just sort of shocked myself at how big of a movement it's become in terms of just exposing thieves, which I don't condone doing other people to do. But what I try and do is actually expose moped thieves and try and get justice for the victims.
So as you can see from first-hand testimony, Hammuff Warrior had been attacked on multiple occasions, which made him start doing his vigilante work. Now granted, this incident wasn't a moped crime incident, it was more, like I said, just a road rage incident that had escalated, but it is a problem in London. This moped crime is a problem where people are getting attacked for literally just doing their jobs, and it's a pretty sad thing to see, really, if I'm honest with you. Can you imagine just going to work right now, right, and you get attacked just for going to do your job, because that's basically what's happening to people. Another man who was at the scene said he had been brutally attacked in Brixton, South London while working. He goes on to say, "It was a £2,000 bike and I said, here, take the bike, just don't kill me. They stabbed me through the shoulder." So even when he gave the bike over and they still stabbed him, like, that's so crazy. A forensic tent had been erected at the scene and a police cordon is still in place. Richard Watts, leader of Islington Council, had tweeted, "I'm horrified to hear about this appalling crime. I'm in touch with Islington Police and Jeremy Corbyn. What an awful start to the new year." The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn visited the scene today and called for more protection for delivery drivers. Corbyn, who is the MP for Islington North, said, "Delivery drivers do a great job in London all of the time, yet they're vulnerable. They're often on 0-hour contracts, yet the food they are carrying is insured. So the delivery driver is less valuable than the food they're carrying. I'm totally shocked. This is a very close-knit community, and this is yet another stabbing on the streets of London." He then followed up on Twitter by saying, "I'm shocked by the senseless murder of a food delivery driver in Finsbury Park. My thoughts are with his loved ones and the Algerian community. The attacker must be brought to justice, and more must be done to protect delivery drivers who have such unsafe working conditions." The stabbing comes shortly after the Met's Commissioner, Dame Dick, pledged greater police patrols in violent crime hotspots to prevent killings and injuries. She insisted that there would be a greater presence and visibility of uniformed officers. She added that the Met would redouble their efforts against violent crime, which would involve relentless targeting of serious criminals. She then went on to say, "Every murder or attack is one too many. As the new decade begins, the Met will continue to work tirelessly to bear down on violent crime. I'm convinced that we're doing the right things, but we must redouble our efforts." And that's everything regarding the first murder of 2020 on the streets of London. Now, it's really sad that, you can go to work and you can just get killed because of a road rage incident. Now, if at any time you're in a road rage incident, you shouldn't really be pulling out a knife, especially to a guy who's just working. Like, how is that guy gonna defend himself from a knife attack? The guy is literally at work delivering food. It's just baffling to me that people think that that's an option. Like, this guy's not a part of a gang, or he has no reason to carry a knife on him, so why would you jump out of your car and stab him? It just doesn't really make sense. But if there is any updates to this story, as always, I'll let you guys know. I just want to take this time out just to say my condolences and my thoughts are with anybody who's been affected by the situation, and I just want to take this time out also just to say rest in peace to Taki. Such an unfortunate death. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Give the video a little like. If you want more content like this and you're new around here, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your boy, Poncho, and I'm out.